Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our Facebook Live. My name is Kathy. Hope you can hear me, you can see me. Good morning. Hoping that today will be a fantastic conversation. Thank you, ladies, and thank you for everybody joining us online. We are celebrating International Women's Day, and today I want to send out a spotlight on all women in our lives, in our jobs, in our families. And this should be every day. But I think today is an extra special day for us to be able to shine the spotlight on ourselves and on those who are close to us. So happy Women's Day to the ladies in the room. Happy Women's Day to those watching us online. And an appreciation to all the he for she's who are here on our behalf and are championing our agendas. So as we start off the session this morning, it's going to be a very easy session. It's a conversation that we're having this morning with those who are here and those who are online. So you're allowed to keep your phones on. You can keep your phones on as well because there's a little bit of an exercise I want you guys to do before we start the session. So like I said, my name is Kathy. I'm facilitating this session on behalf of Resolution Insurance. I wanted us to see how we can give a platform, not just to our ladies, but to our customers and to our friends and families for us to be able to have a conversation, not just today, but other days. So I'm going to let the ladies in the room introduce themselves, and then I will kick us off with a little exercise for us who are here and those of us who are at home. So ladies, name, first name, and one word you would use to describe yourself. One word. I'm starting on my extreme left.
Hi, happy International Women's Day to everyone who's watching. My name is Miriam. I'd say diplomatic. That would describe me.
I'll take it. Okay.
Morning, everyone. My name is Lillian, and I'd say I'm happy.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies. Happy Women's Day. Wanjiko is my name. Audacious is who I am.
Okay.
Happy Women's Day to everybody and to all our viewers. My name is Jemima Mbogwa. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to say one name. So then it also means I break rules. So my name is Jemima. I can describe myself as approachable woman.
Okay.
Happy International Women's Day, everyone. My name is Emily, and I'm a change catalyst.
Wow. So, yeah, my name is Kathy. I'm intentional. That's one word I would use about myself. So I think just to kick us off, for those here and those at home, and why I said you can have your phones on, is a lot of times we have labels that have been placed on us. We have descriptions that we think fit ourselves, but other people see us differently. So I just want us to start off with kind of asking ourselves, what are the 2 or 3 words you think describe you? So you used one word that was, approachable, intellectual, I don't know. So ask yourself 3 things, 3 words that you would write on a paper or on your phone that you would use to describe yourself, right? And as we keep going, if you can use your phone and ask a couple of people or one person how they would describe you without you revealing to them what you've said about yourself, right? So ask your mom, your dad, your friend, your neighbor, somebody from church, how would you describe me, right? And then I think at the end of the session, we just kind of have a look and contrast and compare what we think we are and how other people see us. And see if there's a link or there's a complete disparity, and maybe from the conversations that we have this morning, we'll see why we are trying to have that kind of conversation, okay? So let's keep that going. We are chicks, we can multitask, so let's keep the conversation going. So, like I said, we have a couple of people in the room, interesting conversations about to happen, and I think the approach I wanted us to take, even as we choose to challenge outwards, norms, fantasies, stereotypes. I wanted us to see how we can start learning from ourselves inside out. So the conversation I wanted us to have today, especially with the ladies in the room, is who am I? Am I self-aware before I start to project and to protect those other things that I see on the outside. So maybe I'm just going to kick us off with a lovely lady called Wajiko. I said there's no flow here, it's a conversation. It's like we're having tea, which we are, and just saying, are we as self-aware as we should be, especially as ladies? And in your view, how does that then connect us being able to see outside of ourselves to then be able to challenge those norms that we are saying we are choosing to challenge? And then maybe connect us into the role of the job that you do or part of the work that you do as a coach. How does that then bring us into this space that we're trying to get into?
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. I appreciate that. Happy to start anytime.
Okay.
So, are we self-aware? I believe we are as women. However, we tend to be self-aware based on the lens that is shared with us. So, a lot of us tend to live a life of dogma, which is basically a life living through someone else's perspective or eyes, and that's what we choose to live up to. And that's where the wrinkle comes. What does this mean? It means that we need to be bold. We need to choose to challenge what that perspective is. We need to be honest and open enough to ask ourselves, is this who I really am? And I like that exercise of what are the 3 words that describe me? And I was like, oh my goodness, that would be a good one to find out. And I kept asking, who should I send? Who should I send that question to? Because ultimately, there's what you see, and there's how the world experiences you. And there's 3 levels of the world experiences. There are those who are close to you, those who you allow to know who you are. There are those who you think know who you are. And most importantly, they are the ones that you want to know who you are. So that's where I would start. So how does this link to what I do? So I'm a strategic advisor. So I spend my days and most nights and most weekends as well, working with organizations and leaders to delay and unstuck business complexity. So that's what I do. So it's about identifying, saying, this is where we want to go. It doesn't seem possible, or it is possible. How do we ensure that we scale this? And as tomorrow opens, as the next week opens, as the next days rises, how do I find myself scaling up a new mountain and not down an old one? So that's what my work is. And this always starts with the leader. Whether the leader is a lady or a gentleman, every single time, the world will always beat out a path to your door if you are clear on where you're going.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you live in the middle of a forest.
Yeah.
We will find you. So the same thing as a leader, if you're not clear about where you're going or you're uncertain, for whatever reason, all of us will follow the same path. So this is how I spend my days. I feel like there's a question that I haven't answered.
Yes, because you're saying, you see, exactly what we've asked, even as a leader, because as a leading my own life, if I'm choosing to lead my own life, then it's important for me to know first where I'm coming from before I start to battle those things that I'm battling outside there. So I think it's a good place to start for us to kick off.
And actually, a lot of us handle ourselves with a lot of casualty.
Yeah.
And I always say, every time you handle something with casuality, you'll end up becoming a casualty.
Yeah.
And you'll create casualties. Back to you, Kathy.
Interesting. We'll be back. Jemima, having been, Jemima is my colleague. Jemima works at Resolution Insurance with me, and I'm just wondering, because as an organization, I know we are very intentional about being very gender-centric. We push boundaries for both women and men. It's been an agenda that we've had as part of our values. We preach compassion, we preach agility, and those sort of things. So just wondering, because you've been here over the years, and using the lens of what Wajiko has talked about, how have you seen us, and maybe even other organizations that you've worked with, because you work with a lot of, you're very front-facing in the work that you do. Yeah. How have you seen this conversation about women being in charge of their jobs, being in charge of their careers, and actually the world around us supporting that kind of agenda, starting from, within us?
Thank you. That's a good question. And first of all, it's just to let our viewers know that, yes, I work in Resolution Insurance, and my role entails dealing a lot more with the client, so it's more client-facing. And there's a lot of value that we have to demonstrate to the customers, because we are in the medical space especially, and so most of the time when we are handling customers, it's at a point where it's a very emotive time, and therefore you, as the person handling or driving or steering the goals that the company wants to deliver to the customer, then you have to be very, very certain about yourself first. Yeah. So I need to just mention that having worked here for over the years, one of the things that I can point out that has helped us, and even in previous companies that I've worked, is where we uphold corporate governance. So what do I mean by corporate governance? A lot of things, if not given guidelines to, we'll find that most of the time people use emotions to maybe promote, or we use the gender issue. Men are more preferred in some roles than women, but then the first thing that has helped us is where we have the guidelines that in every organization, in this organization, that for us to employ or for us to promote or for us to bring in a talent, then the talent must have one of two competencies. And it does not matter if it is a woman or a man, as long as the person can be able to demonstrate competence, accountability, transparency, ability to deliver what it is that the business wants, then that helps to safeguard that space of inequality when it comes to the job market. So therefore that alone helps big time, and especially where now that we are in the insurance space, when you look at the regulatory space, even in the board, and Wanjiko would attest to that, is that we'll have there is a mandatory requirement of, say, women in the board. There's the requirement in even the senior management. So those are things that have helped also into pushing the women agenda in the business or in the marketplace. So for me, and it is working. We are trying. We haven't gotten there. Yeah. There's still the feeling of, if it was a man, it would have been better. There is still that, and we still have to battle that as women, even as we go up the ladder. But the beauty is, as long as you know yourself, I think that it just starts by knowing who you are, what it is you want to deliver, what's your value, and then you can be able to fight through the intricacies that come across. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I think we'll still stick with the resolution people. Lillian. So Lillian works with us at Resolution, and she's a finance chick. Yeah, so I don't know. My question to you would be maybe just how would you have done life differently in your past? Would you have studied what you studied? Would you choose this job? As we continue having conversations about introspecting, would you do the same thing, knowing what you know now, that you've worked in a couple of jobs and maybe in a couple of positions? Would you have done it differently?
Thank you, Kathy. Well, I would say currently, I am proud of where I am at in terms of career, and given a chance, I'd still choose where and what I'm doing currently. But the different thing I would say I would have done back then was believe in myself. Okay. I usually believe we have a sixth sense as women. And we normally have that kind of whispering voice that usually tells you, do this, or do this differently. But back then, personally, I would say I silenced it just a bit, because as women we tend to look for affirmation. Before I do something, I'll have to ask. Before I think of doing a lifetime changing thing, I'll consult and wait for people to tell me, go ahead. I don't think dudes do that. I don't think men do. They believe in themselves. As in, I want to do this, I go. I want to go this way, I'll go this way. But as women, we tend to wait for you to tell me, I think you can do this, or I think you can't do this. So what I would have done differently yes, I'll still do finance, but maybe I'd have advanced, because I'd have taken the risks early risks, early in life, and I'd have been far. Yes, I'd have been far and I'd have believed in myself rather than second guessing. Let me give an example. There's this animation, I don't know if you've watched it, it's called Frozen.
It's called?
Frozen.
Yes.
Frozen.
Yes.
So there's this queen, the queen, yeah? She keeps on hearing a voice, a song at the back of her head, but she kept on ignoring it. But the song kept on saying, into the unknown. Into the unknown. So eventually, when she decided to follow into the unknown, she discovered something about her past. And okay, as much as it's an animation, she changed the history in her country just because she listened to that voice, and she discovered something that actually brought peace into that nation. So basically, I would say I'd have listened to my inner self. I'd have believed in myself. I'd have known I can do it, and I believe I'd have been far. Yes, in finance, but I'd have been the CFO somewhere owning banks.
It's not too late.
It's never too
Not
late.
too late.
But yes, that's a different thing I'd have done.
Wow. So there's something important you said, that guys may not react the same way as we do. And there's something I was watching the other day, and we always say that guys are always ready to, like if there's a job, like you're saying, there's a job that's been put up and these are the qualifications or the things that you need to do, years of experience. A guy will apply in a heartbeat. Has 20% of those things, but it's like, let me get my foot in before we have a conversation. As guys, I think a lot of the times you're like, I don't know, maybe if I'm not good in, we don't have the same guts sometimes. So I hear what you're saying is, if that niggling thing in your head, you listen more to it and earlier, that could be a learning. Now, using my best friend Marianne, who's also my colleague and my age mate, as you can see, we are age mates. Anyway, Marianne is the youngest part of our team here, and in that sort of space, Marianne, I think first time job, first time a lot of things. Are you seeing it differently in your not just for you, but the people, your age mates? Do you guys see things differently from us guys? Because like I'm closer to the 50s. Does it matter?
Thank you so much, Kathy, for the opportunity to also be here. I feel like we are more bolder now because an opportunity has been opened up by social media. So now we are all a global village. We all see what people are doing out there, and you're like, you know what? I can do this too. So when we say that guys don't apply for jobs, and I mean, us chicks don't apply as fast, I think our generation does. We're like, you know what? I can do these things, I can learn. And we just apply. The same way, when I applied for this job, that was my mindset. Never worked in a call center, never worked in client experience. I've just done front-facing things, but I was like, these are things I can learn. If they just give me a chance, if I get that interview, I'll learn. So I think our generation right now is at that mindset of, I can do this. They did it, I can do better, I can grow. So we're very open to these chances, and I don't think we categorize. Of course, when you get to the job market, you'll see some of those behind mindsets of like women, men. You can't do this, you're a woman. You can't say that, you're a woman. But when you're going to it, you're like, I can do this. I can learn from this. So I think we're open to it.
So, and this is misconception, I think, with us guys always having the conversation of this generation wants to climb the tree from the top. The first thing she said is they are bold. We're not even bold enough to say that we are bold, I think, right? So we kind of come from a place where, especially when it comes to work, career, whether it's business, whatever it is, that we plan, this is the goal, this is where I must get to, and in how long, right? So I don't know, in between where, Emily, maybe, and you'll have a chat on this, how greedy, quote unquote, does it look? Because like these guys are like, you know what, I've worked for this job for 25 years to get the car I drive, to get the kind of house I live in, the kind of lifestyle I live. This chick is looking at me and thinking, no, too long. Too long. She's still as hardworking, she's still as tenacious, but I'm, still standing back and saying, okay, I think it's too quick, too soon. And maybe tie that also with what it is that you're doing now in terms of, helping us put up vision boards. I was very fortunate to attend a session the other day with her, and I was like, again, I've told you here, with my old age, I'm just like, oh, Oh, okay. So maybe just tell us a little bit about, climbing the tree from the top and planning and vision boarding. What does that look like?
Excellent. Thank you very much, Kathy. And I'm loving the conversation. It's really, really exciting to just hear from the different ladies on the panel here that, people are now becoming more aware of themselves, self-awareness. And I think choosing to challenge is really about self-awareness. It's really about being able to confront yourself and ask yourself what it is that you want to achieve in life. And, just back to your question around, climbing the tree from the top. I think it ties in beautifully with vision boarding, because vision boarding is really about clarity for your goals. It's really about having that perspective around what it is that you truly want to achieve. And it's a visual representation of your greatest ambitions, your highest goals. And I think the younger generation are bold enough to say, I want to get there. I want to drive that car. Me and you might say we'll start with a Vitz and then upgrade slowly. In 30 years, I'll probably get to that,
My
Range
4x4,
Rover,
yes.
But, the younger generation wants it now. And so they go for it and they say, you know what, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm clear about what it is that I want to achieve. And that's the beauty of vision boarding. I love what Wanjiko said about, if you're clear about what you want, the world will beat a path to your door. You have to start from a point of clarity for your goals. You have to know what it is that you're doing, where you're going. My analogy when I do my vision boarding workshops is literally this. I tell people, imagine taking a trip and you're planning to travel and you pack your suitcase and you make sure that you're on time, you get to the airport on time, you have your passport, you're ready, and you get to the check-in counter. And the lady at the check-in counter asks you, where are you going? And you say you don't know.
I have no clue.
Do you think you'll go anywhere? I don't think so. You need to be clear. You need to know where you're going. You need to be aware of what it will take you to get there so that then you can make those intentional steps to actually achieve it.
Wow. Okay, so back to, if we are saying that we're choosing to challenge, is it, in your view, a continuous process? And this is open to anybody. Is it a continuous process, or is it the things that we say, first of all, we are always told we are our own worst enemies, right? Is it that today we are having this beautiful day, look at how the ladies look so amazing, we're all in purple, a touch of purple, and we are celebrating ourselves one day in a year. How do we normalize removing those stereotypes and maybe, shining lights on each other consistently and intentionally and making no apologies about it? Because I think there's this thing that, we March is the month of women, there's a day we are celebrating mothers, but how do we intentionally start to have those conversations? Maybe Wanjiko, you can guide us on that consistently.
I believe the door to success swings inward. Mm-hmm. So we must break our own internal glass ceilings, because the conversations you have with yourself determine your ability to perceive, internalize, and express your ultimate goals and your highest potential. Because if you walk into a room and you see yourself as the smallest person in the room, mm-hmm. not badly, I like giving an example of, I'm still 21, so I'm closer to this side. So I'm nowhere near you, Kathy.
Sure.
However, I always give the analogy of the slip when we were younger. My mom would kind of buy me the longer one, so it kind of lasts. Then when you're leaving the house, you pull it up so you can think you're so, you're good, until you turn the corner and everybody's looking at you and wondering, what are they looking at? Oops, it popped down. So that's exactly how the world will experience you, how you see yourself is how the world experiences you. I always say, if you don't value yourself, it becomes impossible to add value to any space, conversations, or engagement you find yourself in. So you do have something to say. Lean in. Say it. It doesn't matter if the English is not all correct, we'll get it.
Yeah.
But if you say it out of confidence and from a place of authenticity, then the rest of us are happy to rally behind you. So all this comes from a place of, we talk about breaking glass ceilings, and I'm all for that, Kathy, any day. And that's what I drive, I'm a proponent of it, actually. But I believe the biggest glass ceiling we need to break is internal. Once you break it, then the world is literally at your feet. Whether you are 21, I don't know, with 30 years of experience, or 21 and 0 years of experience, it doesn't matter. That's what I would say about that. Because from there, then celebrating your wins, it doesn't matter whether you tripped on an engagement or a job at work.
Yeah.
The question is, how do you get back up? So will I say, no, Jemima doesn't like me? Or will I say, okay, I got that wrong, Jemima. How would I have done it better? That's for me is a moment to celebrate, because for sure, you'll never go back to the same place in the same way ever again.
Wow.
Maybe I can add something to
Sure.
that. And I agree with Wanjiko totally, because choosing to challenge for me is really about continuously challenging yourself. You have to challenge your worldview. You have to challenge, your goals, who you are, what it is that you're trying to achieve, how far you've come and how far you're willing to go. It's a continuous exercise. And the reason for me is very simple. If you don't challenge yourself, the world will challenge you.
Yeah.
We're living in a world today where, we've just come out of a year that was completely, nobody had an idea 2020 would turn out the way it did. Everybody, experienced something that challenged them from a personal perspective, career, business, name it. So if you don't choose to challenge yourself, the world will challenge you. And the way to thrive is to consistently and continuously ask yourself questions around what it is you're trying to achieve. Challenge yourself, challenge your worldview, challenge, are you bringing your best self to the table when you show up? Are you, bringing, your best, ability when you actually apply that particular job it is that you're doing? So you have to consistently and consciously take that approach if you want to win and if you want to thrive in life.
Wow.
Kathy,
Yes.
I want to.
Somebody looks like they
yes.
want to say something.
Yeah.
Yes, John.
I feel that, especially the younger generation today, and I have 3 sons, and they're growing up. One is almost at the teenage level. But what is awesome about them is how today they are able to ask why. You see, these guys no longer just do things like we used to do.
Yeah.
I will still say we used to do that. I don't think even I was privileged to ask those why questions then. So today I would tell my very small boy to do something and ask me why. I'm like, why are you asking me why? Why are you asking? But then it makes sense to me why they ask why, because they want to know, why am I doing what I'm doing? Of what value is it? Of how does it add value to me first as a person, me as a small boy, and to whoever else that is asking me to do it. So the question of why, and it's so profound that if we would have even ourselves asked ourselves why then. Like, why do I want to? I'm a medical practitioner. I don't think I did it because I really wanted to be medical. I love it now. I love it. I have learned to love it. Okay. But I did not ask myself, why do I want to be a medical person? Do I want to impact people's lives? Is it because I want to help? I didn't ask. It just came. The order of things when you're growing up, or you have to go to, from this level, you have to go to university, and then you have to do a course. And so you just find yourself doing things. But I love the younger generation. I think things are going to change as we continue with this, the millennials and the zillennials.
They're forcing us to change.
Yes, they're forcing us.
Either that or become extinct.
Sure. Yeah. All the things that we've tried, I know even in the sustainable goals, the 2030 that we are supposed to achieve, equality is one of them. And I think the push that will come from this generation will help us achieve. Otherwise, we have put in place so many guidelines, so many principles and practices, and yet we haven't gotten it. But I believe there's an opportunity.
So we need to
from the Y
more.
generation.
We also need to listen more,
yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Yes, Lillian?
Yeah, so from my end, what I'd say, as I've been thinking about choosing to challenge, we know the perception and stereotype that women, we are our worst enemies. Definitely, you tend to see it. When you're crossing the road and it's a woman driving, she'll not let you pass. But if it's a dude, he'll smama, let you pass peacefully, then you go. Which is very true, right?
Shame.
Yeah, so I would say, as women, we empower each other. We see potential in other young ladies. We see prospects in other young ladies. As women, let us take up the mentorship roles and nurture it. Let us give shout-outs to our fellow women. We tend to praise other men, other achievements, other successes, but why not change our narrative and conversation and shout out women, the successful women, the women we see upcoming, and what we can do about it to get them to where they are. As we said, you tell your younger self something different. So you see someone younger than you. As a woman, tell them that's something different that you would have told yourself back then. Yeah, whatever you're seeing in them, nurture it. Do something about it as a woman. And that would be my choose to challenge.
Wow.
Yes.
Can I interject just to say something there? I think it's more of theory than practice, to be honest with you. It's not that women haven't been given opportunities to grow. It's not that we haven't been given platforms to learn, to embrace our own gender, to just grow. But the same women reps belittle their roles. You see, we are all so surprised about how the VP is a woman. Why are we surprised? You know, so I like it when we say that it's inward, because if we all believe how good and powerful we are, would be like, yeah, she got it. Of course she'd get it.
Yeah.
No, of course. She's a woman. It should be in that aspect. The same way we talk about mothers, we're like, she's the mom. Of course she'd know. You know, she'd know. A kid would come here, talk gibberish to the mom. All of you would not understand anything that child said, but the mom will. We're always like, yeah, she's the mom, of course. But why is it not
The norm.
of course she's a woman? She'd get it. You know. So I think it's more of theory and practice. And my mom keeps on asking me, she's been talking so much about Martha Karua of late, and she's just telling me, I wish all women would come together and just let's say, you know what, all women in Kenya, let's vote for Martha Karua. I'm usually like, she'd get it even without all women voting. She's a woman. But like, it's just in theory. We talk about it in theory, about how powerful women are. But do we actually believe it?
That's a good question. And I'm just wondering what do then our backgrounds have to do with that conversation? Because a lot of things are how we were brought up, who we were brought up by. But going forward also, who we choose to surround ourselves with. I don't know. I mean, I'm an only girl in between two boys. I had fantastic parents who gave us, equal opportunity for everything. And then, of course, I met this wonderful guy who has been what I call a he for she, right? And we have a lot of those in our lives. But like you're saying, it's there. I think for us, it's there, and the people that we have around us are there. But it's more theory than actually being able to look at it, see it, wear it, and do it. But also, in that same breath, we are the same people who are shouting and telling you, you're too loud. Including to our own children. I'm a mom of 3 girls, right? And like I said, I have an excellent husband who we've worked towards putting these girls up on a pedestal, but also sometimes come back to them, okay, it's a bit high, keep coming back. So what's that boundary? Is there a boundary? Or is it that you intentionally surround them with people who are like themselves? Because the world is so diverse. The internet, first of all, is the best thing, but also can be the worst thing. So that for me has been a struggle because I find myself in between a generation from my folks. I find myself to be a very proactive parent, a mother of girls. But there's always that when you're going out, don't go out alone. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? And she's like, and I'm like, you can't go out like that. So it's a thin line for me, and I hear you, but I find it's still a very, very thin line for being a champion versus sometimes also choosing to be challenged by those around me. So maybe, I don't know, if somebody can talk about your background, what are those barriers like? How do we push them or break them? Any one of you?
Can I start?
Obviously, Marianne. Yeah.
Okay. Personally, I feel like I usually tell this to myself because I love history so much. So that makes me understand where things come from and why we're here and where we're going. It's a good way to see perspectives. So I think we all need to also embrace, and so many people my age forget this, is that even though those things, majority of them don't work now, there's a reason why they were there.
Okay.
There's a reason why your mom will tell you, don't go like that. It's not that she wants to close you down. It's because she wants to give you the opportunity, because so many people are not open to what you are right now,
Yeah.
which is fine. But that doesn't make you silence your voice. It just makes you talk in a tone that everyone can understand you and accept you the way you are. I love what Wanjiko was saying in terms of the inward perspectives and how you need to take the challenge inwardly. It's because you'll go somewhere, and I get this a lot because when I go to school and talk, and my professors are usually like, okay, you're too young to say that. But it's because you need to stand by your word, but also you need to stand by learning, not bulldozing. Learn, because as much as somebody was there, she was also 25. She's 50, but she was also 25. She'll show you things that you will find, and I can show you that people who won't change their mindset.
Yeah.
So you'll find whatever she's teaching you. So we all, and my generation, this is one thing we need to learn. We need to take things from different perspectives and take them from a point of learning. That's one part we can choose to challenge. I know we're really bold, but we also need to learn. There's something we'll learn from that 60-year-old that we wouldn't see it now, but there's something we'll see. And that's one thing I'd love for us as women in my generation to take up. It's okay to wear that short skirt. It's okay to be so loud, but sometimes it's okay to be silent, because even silence has a message. Yeah.
That should have been how we ended, but how? My other ladies, what are we choosing to challenge in those norms, in those boundaries, and in that growth of, the world has changed? What are we choosing to challenge? Is it stereotypes? Is it an agenda? Random.
All right, Kathy, allow me to shift the conversation slightly. What am I choosing to challenge? I'm choosing to challenge us. What I have seen in the spaces I spend a lot of my time with is that we do go out and insist on creating opportunities for women to lead, for women to sit on boards, to, make the quotas. Mm-hmm. But when you show up, are you a flower girl? Are you a wallflower?
Are you a token?
I mean, really, we must challenge this tokenism. Ladies, we're amazing, we're incredible, we're bright, we're absolutely beautiful 100% of the time, irrespective of how you're feeling.
Yeah, you show up.
However, when you get a seat at the table, what do you do with it? Okay, you're at the table and your seat hasn't been pulled up. Carry your stool. Mm. Well, lean in. Okay, don't sit on the table. But make sure that you have your slot. And when you show up and show out. Let other people see what you have brought to the table. Let everything else be a plus. Let it be, yes, we have, 10 managers who happen to be women, and not 10 women who are managers.
Correct. Because you just ticked boxes. Just, the token.
And our perspective as well. Because then there comes a sense of entitlement with it. Because then you expect to be treated a certain way, you expect to be handled a particular way, you expect it, there's certain things that you come to expect when there's that sense of tokenism. Yet, the reason why you're at that table is for you to deliver value and continuously compound the value that you deliver. Back to
So
you.
in some places, Wajiko, just on the same note, and you'll find that you land in that space because a box has been ticked, right? Yeah. So there's a third that needs to be met. You happen to be the third. So you're not qualified to be there, but you are there because of the token, right? The third, the, age bracket. So does that still apply when you get there? Because sometimes you get there because you've ticked a box, or the organization or whatever has ticked a box. Is it the same conversation when you do get there? What do you do while you're there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the question is, actually, we should always ask ourselves, it's not about the why, it's always about the how. How do you show up? So you have a seat at the table, you're a token, and a pretty one at that, I hope. But what do you do with it?
Yeah.
When all is said and done, the tokenism will only apply to you when you allow it to apply to you. There is wisdom in applying yourself, because every time you open your mouth, every time you prepare for that meeting, anybody who's sitting at that table will know whether you prepared or you just rocked up. Every single time. Whether you're coming with a chip on your shoulder to say, look, I have made it, or hey,
I'm here.
I'm glad that I'm here. So
Let's do
what we doing? What's the agenda? Oh yes, I like the way we are headed. However, should we consider? There's that brilliance you bring to the table.
Yeah.
What you do with it is up to you. It doesn't matter how you got where you got.
It's
how you
important
got
to
there.
know that, yeah, because some doors are opened by whatever way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so as long as you're on the table, do something.
And I always say, also create room for another lady to come to the table.
Yeah, keep scooting up.
Yeah, you know, and it's okay even if it's a stool. We can balance two of us on that stool. Yeah. Back to you, Kathy.
Yes, so to just build on that conversation, which I'm absolutely loving, we have to choose to challenge our worldview. And I have to say that, newsflash, we are the ones we have been waiting for. Nobody's coming to save us as women. Nobody's going to come and, carry us and say, okay, so now come and sit here. We have to take this on. We have to build the confidence because we can do it. We have what it takes. But, just as has been shared, do we bring that value to the table when we're given the opportunity? Or do we shy away because we've grown up knowing that, a woman's place is to be quiet? When you walk into that board meeting, do you sit at the back or do you take the first seat next to the CEO? Because you're there for a reason. You have been given an opportunity to actually contribute to the agenda of the day. So we have to take our roles and take our position because we know what it is that we want and we have what it takes. We're there because we deserve it. And a funny story, a friend of mine, and it just goes back to, something you said earlier, around applying for jobs and how, a guy will just apply for a job if he meets even 30% of the qualifications. A woman will go through the entire 10. If there are 10 things that I need to meet, if I don't meet one, I don't feel qualified enough to apply for the job. And a friend of mine was telling me about this interview that they had, and one of the requirements was that the person needed to know how to speak French. So this guy walks in and he had put down that he can speak French. And so they ask him, can you speak French? He says, yes. So they say, okay, tell us something. He says, bonjour. And that was it. Finished. He can speak French. But he showed up.
Yeah.
And his confidence landed him the job. Because you can learn a language, And that's the thing that we need to embrace as women. We need to be able to have the confidence, challenge our worldview. We've come from a society that, tells us to be quiet, to tone it down. Don't be too loud. Don't be too aggressive, just wait for your turn. Let other people speak, But you need to lean in. You need to put your hand up. You have a contribution to make. Speak it, say it. And just back to somebody said we have a sixth sense. There's always a perspective that a woman brings to the table that truthfully men don't have.
Yeah.
We need to make use of that because it really is the game changer. And then we will have the opportunities that we are looking to get. So we are the ones we have been waiting for. Nobody else is coming to save us.
Wow.
We are the ones we've been waiting for.
I put up my hand, and this is the sign, right, for this year. I see you want to say something. Can I just read out something from a comment from one of the people watching? And it's a he to she. I keep saying guys who are supporting chicks, yay. Martin says, these are very interesting discussions. The insight into rapidly changing women from being comparatively passive to being agile, vibrant, confident, and a powerful source to reckon with. Wow. Thank you. Let me just read one more. How I choose to challenge is to keep each other accountable as women. Let us surround each other with women who will praise and call us out accordingly. I think that's also important. Somebody who will keep you accountable, right? So somebody who will praise and call us out accordingly. Let us strive for excellence in our women to women relationships. Important. I think we've said that here, that, we need to be champions of each other. We need to shine spotlights on each other consistently. So, Jemima, did you have something to say?
Yeah. I think what I wanted to add into the beautiful conversation going on, I happen to interact with so many people in my everyday role, and I also have so many staff that report to me. If I give you the number, it's a huge number. What I have, I see opportunities every day. I see opportunities positioning itself to so many people, and I'm talking up the shop floor. Yet there is the push to grab the opportunity is not there. So we see opportunities as work. We see opportunities as let me use the word kuonewa. I mean, why am I the one who's being asked to do this? A lot of opportunity presents itself to the younger generation and to the upcoming leaders, but we don't want to grab it, or we don't want to get ourselves. I always say that get yourself out of that comfort zone. There is a zone that women we get ourselves into, and maybe men as well. But let me talk for the woman, because we want to be that place where I got this job at this place. I don't want to. If I challenge, if I push a bit, it might work against me. So you want to just be around that thing that you came to do, and you finish it well, and go home at 5 p.m. Yet, if you just push that wall a bit, you come out a bit, and then people start hearing you, people start looking at you differently, people start seeing something in you. Yeah. And it's what Wanjiku was saying, what is that inside of you that you can bring? You came, you showed up, say something. Because all of us, as long as we are under this earth, we all have a brain, and we all have something to contribute to any conversation or to anything. But then, are we bold enough to bring it out? Can we decode it and someone just say it, and it's hard. And it's just that push. Get out of those barriers, get out of those beliefs that we are women and I'm so scared. Those things. Or in our family we are not leaders. Or my dad was a peasant. And those things. Yeah. They just limit your thinking. And it all starts here. Break those barriers in your heart, and just start. I did not join Resolution as a manager. I was a supervisor. But you keep looking. So what's my manager doing? What does she do different from what I do, and what can I start doing? Yeah. How can I position myself into those things that she's doing? Can grab even ask for those opportunities? Can I present you in that meeting? And when you're asked to present, at least say something. Let the people in that meeting hear, this girl, she's got something. Because that's how you just get out. You start getting out, you start getting seen, people start talking about you even when you're not thinking they're talking about you. And so when opportunity presents itself, they say, there's that lady. That lady who came here another day. What's her name again? That one. We need to tap. She's got something. So it's push ourselves. Let's get out.
I think even as we push ourselves and I think, like you're saying, this is both to men and women. When you're in an opportunity, you must be conscious to push. I'm wondering about, and there's somebody who said on the chat, to have somebody who keeps you accountable, right? And also calls you out. So I was just going to say, if we can also just touch around who you surround yourself with. Yes.
Absolutely.
Madam.
I wanted to actually just contribute around that. It's very, very interesting because a lot of women belong to chamas, yeah? Or you have a girls group that, you hang out with, and they're your confidants, you have a good time with them. But the one thing that I always, even just from my vision boarding workshops, one of the things that I've come to really, really be passionate about is the fact that your social circle or your circle of influence is so, so important. There's a statement that says, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. And, if your 5 closest friends or if your friends that are around you don't inspire you, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. And for me, it's really about, as women, because we're very big on chamas and groups and all those things, and they're good. It's a good place to vent, it's a good place to connect, but you also have to find a group of women who challenge you, who you can be accountable to, who will call you out and say, you know what you're doing is not going to get you ahead. You know, who will actually inspire you to do better, to do more than you've ever imagined, who will push you further. And that's really where the value of, sisterhood comes in. And I think it's very important, not just for women, even for men. It's very important to be conscious about your social circle and to take, even just an audit and say, okay, who are the people that I surround myself with? What value do they add to my life? Is there somebody inspiring me? Is there someone who is really, I can be authentic with and I can be myself, and they can, come out and tell me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And I don't take it badly. I take it positively, and I actually take in the advice that they're giving me. Is there someone in there who is, challenging me to do better, challenging me to grow, or are we just, okay with the status quo and just, happy-go-lucky type of thing? So I think for me, there's a very strong place for that social circle that we work with and that we surround ourselves with.
I love it. And I think for, as we continue the conversation, when we started, we talked about do a list of the 3 things or adjectives that you'd use to describe yourself, and then talk to a few people and see what they think or they say you are. So I'd kind of want to circle back onto that and see if we have any feedback from the conversations. If you want to chat us and let us know if you've done that exercise, and if there's a huge disparity, or what you see for yourself is what other people see you as. It would be great to hear. Let me just read one more comment as we wait to do that. From Christine Karimi, I absolutely, we need to change the worldview. I love what you said, that we are the ones we have been waiting for. We need to, we're the ones who have been waiting for. There is no limit, as Michelle Obama said, to what we as women can achieve, breaking glass ceilings. Thank you, Christine. And then we have somebody, Mogore Jenga. Happy International Women's Day to you all. Choose to challenge the norms, the stereotypes, and the biases. As women, let's choose our own story. You are a woman, and the acronym for her for woman is wonderful, original, marvelous, awesome, and there is no one like you. Oh, thank you. Wonderful. So, ladies, 3 words that you use to describe yourself, and then quickly into what other people or another person described you as. By no order, but we can start with Marianne.
This is the first time I'm not ready for this, but okay. I have 3 words. I'll start with the first one, diplomatic. The second one is optimistic, and the third one is assertive. Those are the 3 words I'd use to describe myself.
Okay.
For the 3 people I've asked to describe me in 3 words, at least 2 confirmed the first 2, and then 2 of them also have the same. They say soft. I don't find myself soft, but yeah, I do. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, those are the 3 words that describe myself.
So for me, I would describe myself as hardworking. Okay, I said happy because I'm constantly happy. I try to be happy every minute, every time, despite or in spite of whatever happens. And I'm very responsible. Yes, being a first one, I think it comes automatically. Ish. Okay. Yes. So when I check what people have said, the common word that came was kind. The other one was bubbly. Bubbly, happy? Yes. And responsible. Not too far off. Yes.
Wajiko?
Well, this was an interesting exercise. I should have done this a lot earlier. All right, so how do I describe myself? The first word I used was audacious, strategic, but also very introspective. All right, so the feedback I've gotten, that's what I was trying to put together, was quite interesting. There's bold, there's courageous, there's challenging the status quo, there's building, There's colorful. That one came out a lot.
Yeah.
Then there was also a lot of calm. Very, very calm. So I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, so that's what came out from my exercise, and I guess they're still streaming in.
Okay. So I think we can keep doing this in life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of check yourself after every,
Yeah.
or with different circles. Jem?
Okay, so my own description of myself is I'm open-minded, I'm bold, and I'm intentional. That's for me. And then I see my people. There's somebody who said I'm a go-getter. That's a good one. And optimistic. That's as far as I have received so far.
Okay. And I guess there's no end. If
Yeah.
constant, it keeps coming back. So be it. Madam?
All right. I think I described myself earlier as a change catalyst. And some of the ones that I've received, someone says transformational leader, bold has also come through. And someone else also says selfless, happy, cheerleader. Those are the ones that I have received so far.
Wow, okay. We keep going. We have a couple of more minutes to go, so if you do have those and you can send that to us on your chats, please do. And like I said, this is an exercise you can keep doing. So as we wind up, is there anybody who would have a closing statement on, I think we talked about what we're choosing to challenge or not, and how would you do it differently this year versus all other years? Like I said, let's not celebrate ourselves or this day once a year. How would you do it differently? How will you do it differently? What are you choosing to challenge? Quite open. 1 minute each, and then we can close this up.
I think I'm getting this look that I should start. Okay, so parting shot for this session. For me, it would be just to tell everyone who's watching, especially my generation, is that the trade is the same. If you're going to politics, whatever they're doing is the same thing. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. You just have to step up as an individual, as a woman. So the trade is the same. So you need to be open that you need to work. As much as you are there because the woman rep is supposed to be there, work. Because you're still a politician representing people. You're still a client experience executive representing your brand, representing your company. So the trade is the same. For me, what I choose to challenge is the thoughts of what if. That's what I choose to challenge, because I think for myself as a woman, I ask myself what ifs a lot, just to prepare. Is sort of like a preparation of, if this goes bad, this and this would happen. So that I choose to challenge for myself, and I hope for many people who have that as well. Choose to challenge that what if. Make it be, it doesn't matter, I went, I did, I applied, I showed up. So that's for me. What I'd do differently. Wow, I think not to rush it. I would not have rushed it. I would not have overthought it. I think I really overthink a lot, especially when I was very young. I always knew what I wanted to become. I always knew what I wanted to do and how I'd do it. But I think I overthought about it. So that's one thing I'd choose not to do. I'd have done differently when I was younger. And that's one thing I always tell people who are trying to apply for courses. My sister has just finished, she's finishing Form 4 just recently. And she's telling me, she's like, I don't know what to do. There's so much, you want to be this, you're doing this, but what should I do? What am I good at? I think that's one thing I would have not overthought it. And I tell people, if you love it, it's not going to be a job. You know, you're going to enjoy it every day, even though it's so hard. Yeah, so I think I would have not overthought it. That's one thing I would have done differently when I was younger.
Okay. Yeah, so as I said earlier, what I'd have done differently was believe in myself. Yes, from the get-go. Believe in my inner self, believe in my inner voice, listen to my inner voice, my inner thoughts, my inner dreams, my inner ambitions, my inner, all those inners that are there in me. I should have actually just listened to them, and I believe I'd have been far. But as Jemima said, it's never too late, and it's never too late. Yes, and I choose to challenge women. We are our own enemies, as we say. Let's not fight each other. Let's stand by each other. People have boys' clubs. Let us have girls' clubs. Let us tell each other the hard truths and the soft truths as women, and let us be ready to receive them with love. Because sometimes people will correct you. You'll believe they're jealous, they're envious and stuff. But actually, it's sometimes with love. Let's receive it with love. Let's receive the hard truths, as we say, receive it with love. And let's be honest. At the end of the day, we are women. We experience the same things as mothers. You experience the same things as spouses. You experience the same things as sisters, as whatever roles that comes with women. And we need each other for us to keep on going. We need to support each other. You've gone through this. Tell me. Maybe I'll learn from it. Tell me your experience. I'll learn from it. Tell me, you see an ambition, you see a dream, you see something in someone, nurture it. As a woman, let's pat each other's back. Let's say, I got you. Yeah, let's have each other. Yes.
All right. What would I have told my 21-year self back then? I would have told myself, feel courageously, Mama. You got this. That's what I would have told myself. To the young lady and the young gentleman and anyone on the call today, this is what I would say. Grow through what you grow through and value what you do. Because if you value what you do, you'll always add value to it. The end. So what do I choose to challenge? I choose to challenge myself and everybody, both the ladies and the gent, the she for he's and the she for she's as well, to rise up, then step out and blaze a new trail. Let's kill a new mountain.
Love it.
Let's not go down the old one.
Yeah, love it. I think I would add to my 21-year-old self, it's never that serious. In 10 years, yeah, sometimes I think the younger people beat themselves up too hard. True. Yeah. Jemima?
All right. I wanted to just take one comment here. A friend of mine has sent, and she's like, read it out. So let me just read. It says, make the best out of given opportunities and prove yourself beyond the narrative of women have it easy. Women have to strive to fight their way up through performance. So that's a comment. I think if I would look at myself 21 years back, this is what I would tell myself, that the person to compete with is a person I was yesterday and not that other person. It's a person that I was yesterday. How can I make Jemima better? How can I view life better? But I think what I did, and even our educational system has taught us, is to compete with one another. So if you're ahead of me, I want to pull you down so that I can go ahead of you. But I can tell you, having lived the years I've lived, I can assure you that doesn't work. And the best that would work, and the one that works, is when you look at yourself and compete with that person. That it would be my advice, even to the younger generation. Just work within you to make you better, make you better. Just to wrap it up is to say, we are awesome people, we are women, and we have great opportunities ahead of us. Let us see them. Of course, let's also ask our Maker to open our eyes, because sometimes we also don't see the opportunity present itself. It just comes and goes. And even the big book says that time and chance happen to everybody. It happens to me, it happens to you, it happens to everybody. Everybody, and it does not say not some people, it doesn't have to, it happens to everybody. So it's asking God to also open your eyes to see, where is this chance, where is this opportunity? Help me to see it so that I can grab it.
Fantastic. So for me, I think what my advice would be is, a lot of us growing up, I would say life happens to us. So, you know, you go to a certain school, you get certain marks, you go to a certain high school. So life is happening to you. You know, you're not in control over what it is you want to do. You know, so you find yourself in this university, you do this course, and you graduate, then you find yourself doing this career. You know, so life is happening to you. So my challenge to everyone who's on this, webinar today is find a way to be in control of your life. You need to be in the driving seat of your life. Life should not be happening to you. You know, life should not be driving you. You should be driving your life. And connected to that, and my parting shot is, you need to find your vision. You need to be able to say, this is what I am trying to achieve. This is my purpose. This is the reason I was put here on earth. And just to connect it to what you said, you know, the minute everyone is here for a very specific purpose. We're not in competition. I'm good at something, and that's what I'm good at, and you're good at something, and I can never be good at what you're good at, because we're all here for a very unique, divine, unique purpose. So find that vision, find that purpose, and once you do, you will not be insecure. You'll not be competing with the next person. You'll be competing with yourself. You'll be challenging yourself every day. And my parting shot is, whatever you can perceive, you can achieve. So find your vision.
I love it, because for me, I was going to kind of, in my head, the place I'm in for choosing to challenge, and I was wondering this morning, because there's so much, but if I was to pick the one, I think for me, one of the biggest things I'm clear about is any form of abuse, right? But when I narrow it down, especially to emotional abuse, and for us who are in the corporate world, we need to stop normalizing toxicity in workplaces. So whether it's women or men, I mean, there's a place where we've been through organizations or workplaces that it's the norm. It's not the norm. It's not. It shouldn't be the norm. And that thing we were saying about, accountability. How do you then stand up without, or even if you are judged as somebody who's, a noisemaker, it's not the norm. Emotional abuse, about seeing somebody going through a thing, and we in our industry have had the opportunity to do a lot of wellness conversations and mental wellness and mental health and that sort of conversation. So for me, it's to break that cycle of normalizing emotional abuse, whether in the workplace, whether in relationships. So for me, that is the thing that I choose to challenge and to have a conversation about. So thank you, everybody. I have one more comment from another gentleman, celebrating all responsible women out there. Happy International Women's Day, and keep soaring. So guys, thank you, ladies. Thank you, people. Thanks for watching. It's been excellent. 1 hour is never enough. So let's keep the conversations happening. I will post the contacts for my two lovely guests and the ladies at Resolution. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Ajiko, for always being partners of the business, and my friends and friends of, of Resolution. Thank you for coming through. For us guys, for the team that did this, excellent job done. Thank you very much. It's time for us to say goodbye. But I hope that, like I was saying during the session, we are not just choosing to challenge today, and it's something that we can keep doing, shining spotlights on each other continuously and consistently, intentionally. But thank you for being here. It was a wonderful session, too short, like I said. But please stay safe and stay well. From Resolution Insurance, thank you very much. I've been your host. My name is Kathy. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye-bye.